cool song. I had Donnie play a little bit at the end of the song. It's pretty cool the way the song ends there. So anyway, hopefully you guys are having a good time. We have a really good show for you today. It's show 46.
46.
Who's number 46?
Justin Hill.
That's right.
Yeah.
He doesn't ride outdoors. So now we moved on to outdoor mode, so we don't even
Jim Carley, too. My buddy Jim Carley's number 46.
Oh, yeah, Jim.
Yeah.
Your Jim.
My Jim.
How sweet. Okay. Did he enjoy Kiss?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoyed Kiss.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, so Donnie's here. As you can see, no Spencer, but we got Donnie. We are almost 5 weeks, a couple days away from 5 weeks post-knee replacement surgery. I got a photo here to put in of how a knee looks right now. There's photo. Okay, Donnie, what do you think?
Yeah, what do I think about what?
5 weeks.
Post-knee? Listen, I can pretty much walk. I walked to the mailbox and back. It was a big accomplishment the other day.
So you're getting around like a regular person. Your goals are much loftier.
Much loftier.
Yeah.
And I texted my buddy this, and I think I texted you this too. I actually sat on my bike the other day and made dirt bike noises on it. Like I was a little kid.
Can you post that little picture of what your doctor's note, your goal sheet was after surgery? Yeah.
You bet.
It was to ride dirt bikes again?
Yeah.
All right.
And they were all telling me like, wait a second, like, how did you get here? And I'm like, well, dirt bikes. And they're like, does it make sense that that's your goal? And what's my standard response that you and I would have when somebody's talking nonsense to us? Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand.
Stop.
You don't understand.
Yeah, stop it.
Don't have time for you. It's like when you have to go to a party or some interaction with people that don't ride dirt bikes and you have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Right. So behind you, CR500, 1995 build. This is Dallas's bike. We'll have some fun. You don't have to move too much, Donnie, because we got photos you can just put in here. So I sent you a couple photos. You can run those, and it's in the new Dirt Bike Magazine. Sorry, Dirt Bike Magazine right here. And this is 2 strokes only. They're helping me with my KX build. They have the cover with their CR500 build in an aluminum frame. And we got the CR500 right here. Check this out. So we got the bike right there. It's on our screen back here. Donnie's internet's down. And so we just have one photo for the whole show. That's totally fine, though.
What an incredible build this is.
It looks really cool.
It's funny because I went to Dallas's for something, and I saw this at the very beginning of the build before he got it to you. And he's like, I'm building this bike like your KX. And I looked at it for a second. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, just like the KX.
It's going to take a while. So, all right. So before we get too far into the show, I just want to remind you guys to email your questions in. We appreciate that. And then also use our discount links when you're shopping, especially on the Rocky Mountain link. So let's use that. So the big news is Pro Motocross. Supercross is over.
Supercross is over.
Do you think Supercross, looking at objectively, is maybe a round or two too long?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right. So we're fine if it was 13 or 14, 15 rounds.
I mean,
17 rounds is a lot. No one can make it that long. I mean, of course, Feld's not going to give up millions of dollars to get rid of 2 or 3 races or whatever, right?
Selfishly, I would have some type of round every single weekend, but for the athletes, it's too long.
Right, it's too long. It's too hard to stay healthy and all that, and too much. It also, for most seasons, this season went down to the wire, right? It was pretty cool.
Yep.
But most seasons, it's decided well in advance.
2-3 rounds early
by attrition.
Yep.
So forth. So, but with outdoor, we're all very excited, and we had the 450 outdoor. Donnie didn't go. He usually goes. He's not going to Hangtown either because he can't get around.
Can't get around.
He didn't go to the Honda thing with me because he can't get around. Like, oh.
What did I just tell you right before the show started?
I don't know. I don't really listen that much.
I told you to kick me while I'm up, not while I'm down.
Okay. So Sarah was really proud of me from last show but the gloves are getting off a little bit more because now you're 5 weeks instead of 2 weeks.
Right.
It was 12 days last time.
It was 12 days.
So now, yeah, we gotta motivate you to get going a little bit. So push it a little bit. So the outdoors, really fun, dude. I love watching outdoors. And Donnie and I were just talking right before we started. I said, did you already watch the Motos again? He goes, well, of course. Have you just watched them twice now?
No, like 3 times.
3 times. So the first time, Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
And did you watch them again Saturday night?
Yes, I did.
Saturday night and then Sunday.
I just went and watched the 450s Saturday night. I didn't watch the whole program. I just went 450.
Okay, on Saturday night after you watched the whole 4.5 hours. Then on
yesterday,
Sunday, then you watched the whole 4.5
program.
The whole program. Okay. So you're ahead of me a little bit. I only watched the whole program twice. That's all. And it was incredible.
Incredible.
So much fun. So let's talk about 450 first. Obviously and also the crowd at Paula, I will say, looked way bigger than normal. And our buddies that were all going in were sending us pictures stuck in traffic. These guys got there way later than they anticipated. Most of them missed the first moto into the first 450 moto. They missed the first 250. Their traffic was 1 to 2 hour deal, longer than normal.
David in line.
Yeah.
And then, we have a mutual friend older friend of yours.
And he said it was backed up to the fire station, right?
Right, past the fire station, way past the fire station. So Jason Wood, a friend of ours at the fire station, just said it was just stopped.
And all this can attribute to the militia came out in force, right?
That's right.
That's all it can be, because nothing's drastically changed to last year. I mean, it's not like there's way more stars or whatever.
I think that I do think that Jet being hurt and coming back was an appeal as well.
Right, you don't know.
Just to see what's going to happen.
He's probably not going to potentially not dominate, which it turned out that he was a little bit human, but still.
Yeah, only slightly human.
Did you see the video? There's a video there's a post on Vital. Maybe you could even put it in here on Instagram, where he's walking down the ramp.
Can't even walk.
He's like limping down the ramp.
Can't even walk.
So that was where it was pretty apparent. That was after. I don't know if he's faking it a little bit. I don't think
did you hear him say he can't use the full range of his rear brake? He has to set it differently now.
Yeah. That's gnarly. So you're changing the way you ride.
Yeah.
So let's go over those results for 450. Let's talk about that a little bit. So,
well, first of all, what's amazing is Hunter. Hunter looked unbelievable.
1-1.
1-1. Like not even close 1-1.
Yeah. And the second moto, Prado, you could tell he's going to go for it, and he passes him, and you're like, okay, let's see what happens. It didn't last very long.
Not much happened.
No. So he took off. So do you anticipate the same thing for Hangtown?
I don't know. It's hard to bet against Hunter right now because of how strong he was in Supercross and obviously what just happened.
Yeah.
But I think that there's going to be some additional motivations from both. This is crazy talk from Chase.
Yeah.
And from Prado, I think.
Chase fell both motos.
Yeah.
And just kind of...
He likes the ground.
Well, I don't think so, but yeah, the ground likes him maybe. I don't know. It's pulling him.
Did you see, like, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but did you see the forks he put on his bike?
No.
Bone stock forks.
Oh, really?
Somebody else or something I heard did it. It's their Showa, bone stock internals.
Triple clamps?
I don't know about triple clamps.
I didn't look at those.
But they were completely stock internals.
Yeah. So and then let's go over second.
Second was Prado.
Prado went 2-2.
Yep.
And we kind of anticipated this was going to happen after once we watched Supercross.
Yeah.
But this is a huge surprise based on last year's results. Huge surprise that he was up there at this level after the debacle of...
It was kind of, but not a surprise for you and I, because you and I were debating on who was going to be first and second, and it was those two guys.
Right, but that was only because he did well in Supercross that he looked like, okay, this is a guy now that's got some confidence. And
when he came here, he couldn't even go through the whoops in Supercross, and then this last few rounds, he looked just as good as anybody else.
Right. So he's definitely turned the corner. Looks awesome. He's obviously going to get a ride with KTM next year, so that's pretty cool. And then third place. What was Jet's scores for third?
Jet was a 4-3.
4-3. You get third. It's pretty impressive. Coming in second moto, a better start than the first moto.
Yep.
Came through less people. I don't think he even battled with Deegan at all. The second moto, just the first. So
just the
first moto they did.
Well, we call it a battle. It was like a one turn and then the next turn.
Right, they did get a battle, which was cool to see them together.
Yep,
people got what they wanted for just a little bit, even though it was for like 8th and 9th place or whatever it was, right at the time.
Yeah,
and Jet was able just to move through the pack quicker and pass every time Deegan would get right behind him. Then he would pass another guy,
Yeah.
So, and then it would take Deegan longer to pass that guy.
You would have to assume, no matter what Deegan says, that he was nervous.
Oh, for sure. But let's get into it. So Deegan got
5-4.
5-4. Did he get 4th or 5th?
He got 4th overall. 5th overall.
5th overall. Because
Justin Cooper got.
What did he go?
3-6.
3-6. And Justin Cooper, I put him in my top 5. Yep. And all my top 5 that I picked finished in the top 5. Not in the order I said, but at least I had them all in the top 5. So that was good.
But you got Hunter, right?
Nope. I didn't pick him. I picked Prado at the very end, like you. We both did. So I blew that one. My buddy Rich got 92 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, he did pretty good. And then Bailey, who runs the Rocky Mountain thing, she got 102. Yeah, pretty gnarly.
I still am impressed with Deegan. I still think he did a great job.
It's very good for your first 450 National. Very good. He has to get better starts, and he
beat like 6 or 7 other factory guys
for sure. So I think it's a very optimistic start for Deegan, right?
I still believe that he will win a race and overall this year. I said that at the beginning. I still believe that'll happen.
Right. So
then Chase got 6th.
And Chase fell both motos and got 6th place. He did look better than I think we thought, other than falling, right?
Yeah.
And he was catching at the end of one of those motos. He caught Deegan. Was it the second moto?
He was catching Deegan, and he was actually running faster laps than Jet.
Okay, so we just don't know. It's the Sextons like that, and then
Hampshire,
and then Hampshire, which last year we saw he was this good outdoor last year.
He's good outdoor.
So if he can stay healthy, he could be right up in here. And these are some really good guys in this top 7.
Yep. And then AP.
I did pick AP for 10th, and he got like 8th, so he did way better. Where his moto scores?
8, 9.
So he's just right in there.
But remember, he really came off a bad injury too.
Yeah. And then
Ferrandis,
I thought would be higher. I really thought he'd be in that 6-7 range. The Ducati, I just thought they'd be better outdoor.
And then Christian Craig got 10th.
And he was our 10th place, which was the wild card for Rocky Mountain, if you're wondering. What did Barsha get?
Barsha
on the
got
Ducati?
15th.
15th.
17-16.
17-16. So kind of a surprise there, right?
Yeah, I put Malcolm as my 10th. He got 17th.
But he had one bad moto. That's the problem. He's
Fully
better.
bad moto.
He's a top 10 guy for sure if he finishes both motos.
Yep.
And Webb went 13-13. He's kind of over outdoor.
Who was impressive to me was Mikael Harup.
Yeah.
That guy pulled the whole shot in the second moto.
Just ran out there. What was his overall?
He got 11th overall. He got a 10th in the first moto.
Right.
Ripping.
So he went 10 what?
10-14.
10-14.
Yeah.
So, so just great show. Part of me hopes that Jet stays kind of at this level for a few more weeks to keep it interesting, but deep down, I kind of feel like he's going to get some wins pretty quick.
He's going to shift up.
He's going to shift up. Yeah.
I mean, he shifted up in the second moto.
Right. So I anticipate him. I would not be surprised one bit if he wins at Hangtown and starts winning.
Exactly.
I kind of hope he doesn't, just so that it keeps everything really interesting, and that he gets a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or whatever.
Yeah, but it's still a good comeback story. They said this injury was going to take a year.
Whew, that's brutal.
And then what did we say? Cooper Webb got 12th. He went 13-13.
Consistently didn't want to be there.
Yep. And then Kyle Webster from Australia. He did good too. He got 13th.
So anyway, 450 looks awesome. I'm stoked to watch that.
Awesome.
This will come out just a day or two before Hangtown.
Correct.
And we're going to be watching Hangtown. And for Paula race, I was able to ride Glen Helen in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you ride moto and then come watch moto, I told you that T level, you feel like a man.
I almost went with you.
Just to watch.
I was going to go. I thought about bringing my Grom
and ride around Glen Helen.
And just riding around, maybe shoot some.
So unfortunately, this Saturday I can't do the same thing. I'm bummed because it's there's a 10-hour or something race, off-road race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I might come home from Havasu on Saturday anyway.
Okay.
Saturday, first thing, I'd be home before racing.
Before motos, before the one. Yeah. So I'm gonna watch Saturday. I'll watch live. I love watching the races live, and then later when I can, and we go from there.
Hey, did they had like a race day live, which I don't ever remember them showing.
Yeah, they do. But it's just short. It's only
1 hour.
1 hour. 10. Yeah. So our time, it's 10 to 11.
Yeah.
And it's just a short deal. They show one session.
So quickly, what did you think about 250?
So 250s, what I think, let's go over some of those results. What I think we're going to see, it's at least for the first few weeks, it's going to be all over the place. We are watching, if you look at the points lead, this Seth Hammaker won with a 2-1.
2-1.
Right? And his points lead is like 13 points.
Yeah.
After one round. And then there's like 4 guys that were tied with 13. So let's go over those.
So then second was Caden Dundee, which was amazing. That kid's rookie.
Right.
Now, he did ride like 1 or 2 rounds last year to meet that.
So he's only 16. I think he's going to turn 17 soon.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get a race in because if you got in a race in, you were grandfathered in. But going forward, there's going to be no more 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds joining in. So in some ways, I see the positive, but I also see some negatives to it. That if a kid's a phenom, what do you think about that? Remember, what about RC and Stewart? I mean, if you have guys that are that good, is it going to be fair that you make them wait until they're 18?
No.
And I don't know when their birthday has to be, if it's in that year, or what if their birthday's like during the middle of outdoor or whatever. Right. They miss like a
year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half-ish kind of thing.
Hey, look, Eli came out and won his first round at Hangtown.
And he was like 17?
16, 17, yeah. This Caden Dundee, I got to really pull for him.
What was his scores?
6'4".
Hey, look, comprehend that, dude.
He got second.
He got second place at a national with a 6'4". I don't know that ever happens unless it's a mud race.
Kitchen really messed the whole deal up. But just a second. Caden Dundee, we got to pull for him. You know why, right?
Why is that?
He's from Iowa.
He's from Iowa. There you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Iowa.
All right, good job. So
And then
6'4", dude. That
and
is
then
unbelievable.
Cole Davies was third with 3.8.
3.8, so 11 points. I'm telling you, 3.8 at a local race will never get you third place.
No.
You know, so these scores, that's what was so cool about these scores all over. And then
Yeah.
fourth,
Kitchen with 113.
113 gets you fourth.
Yeah.
And he was really close to getting third. He had to
He
get
was
one
so
more
close.
pass
Yep.
to get third overall.
He had the same. They all, like you said, they all had the same points.
Yeah, how many guys? Like 4 guys?
Yeah, I think so. Bomer might have even had it too because he went 11-2 for fifth.
Yep.
And then Shimoda was the only one that was consistent with a 4.7 sixth.
Now we'll say, let's talk about Bomer for that's really cool because he had a serious, again, we talk about these guys with serious injuries. He had a serious one. So
Really
it's
serious.
really cool to see him back and doing so well. First moto kind of stayed somewhat level. I think just moved up a couple spots, but
Yeah.
got a good start. The second moto, so the first moto, he just kind of stayed where he was a little bit, it looked like. And then that second moto, he rode good, got a whole shot and
Well, he's
looked awesome.
another, for me, another hometown guy, right?
He's
Lake Havasu City.
He's from Havasu, yeah. So
And we know how fond I am of Havasu.
And what did Shimoda get?
He got sixth for 4.7 for sixth.
4.7.
So that was at least consistent.
And now I would not bet against Shimoda winning some races here. And if you're still betting, do you think Hammaker is going to be the guy?
No, I think
Really-
Kitchen's the guy.
But is Kitchen going to keep doing this stuff?
Well, Kitchen loves getting bad starts.
I mean, 113 is not going to get it done.
No.
Overall this
Well,
season.
somebody fell.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
And then he stacked up behind
But that's
him.
because he put himself in a bad spot,
100%.
right? Yeah,
100%.
Cody Schock hit him when he was coming around. They were
Yeah.
coming around. Who was laid right? I can't remember who was laid right there.
I forgot who it was too.
But anyway, all right. So we talked about racing way more than we normally do. But
And then one other.
What else stood out?
Lux Turner got seventh, and that guy.
Dude, that was really cool.
That guy's. It's awesome.
Because he's more of a journeyman guy.
Yep.
Who's worked into this spot.
Yep.
Been the privateer,
I like that. I like that guy. I think.
And-
I'm happy he got.
and he's on the B team, so to speak.
Yep.
He's not on the Star Yamahas. He's on the other Yamahas. But they got good engines that Jamie does. And those guys.
What'd you think of the track, real quick? What'd you think about?
Well, it is. I don't want to say anything. Come on, dude. I can't. You don't put me in that spot.
No.
You know what shirt I was wearing?
I don't mean that. I mean how it broke down. Like how it got pretty gnarly.
No, it's gnarly.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know where the national should be. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's unfortunate that it's not. The reality is, it's like we just live with it. But at the end of the day, that's
the upside,
not.
if it's not where we think it should be, you get to ride on Saturday.
That's true. So and if it was at Glen Helen, I wouldn't even enjoy myself because I'd just be there working and doing stuff. And,
Yeah.
and so I guess I got the best of both worlds now.
Got the best of both worlds.
But I do wish it was there. So unfortunately, it's probably never going to happen. So, all right. So I want to remind you guys, this show is brought to you by Wiseco, Dunlop, FMF Cardo Systems, Vintco, Decal Works, Blaster Products, Arc Levers, Works Connection, ProX, Race Tech, who has the seminars coming this November, and also Onyx Off-Road. All right. Big news, Donnie. I went in. I guess you know this, but you didn't go. Right here. Check this out. What is this?
Oh yeah.
Honda Sierra 450 Intro. This was for the 27. And I got to go in there to Torrance and look at the bike in advance, and it was just really cool. And it was just cool to kind of get a sneak peek of it a few days before they released all the info. And the bike is just drastically changed. HRC got more involved in racing a few years ago. We saw this about 4 years ago, right, Donnie? We went to one of the intros for the new bike.
Yeah, down at the winery down here.
Yeah, 22 or so. I don't remember when. But they are way into this thing, and they have seriously put this bike to be a contender. It's 9.9 pounds lighter. They have revised a bunch of different things on the bike, 6 pounds lighter in the engine. And then there's the fuel tank is actually larger. It's 1.9 because
Still tie.
yeah, guys weren't able, privateer guys couldn't finish motos at nationals with a 1.7 typically. So they had to get special tanks made. Really difficult.
Wow.
So they were able to do that. They were able to, they changed the board and stroke, which has been the same since the bike came out in 02. Like, that's how long.
Wow.
Now, so to put this in perspective, I was talking to Donnie about this a little bit. We got some photos here you can throw in of this CR 450. And for Honda guys, I think this is going to be a dream situation. Am I going to say this is going to be the best bike? I don't know, but it should make a good bike even better. Losing 10 pounds is big, and that's going to help. Like,
I know when I lose 10 pounds,
it's a big deal. So it's a big deal. It's going to help this bike a ton. So I think that alone is going to be a big deal. It sounds like they've listened and got the rigidity and they worked on the suspension. The internal clutch, they've updated that huge to more of like a slipper design with a rubber cushion in there. That's going to help really that engagement. I still think they have some work to do on the master cylinder. The master cylinder in the Honda is not as good as I think what the Brembo is.
Do you see all the factory bikes at the race this weekend? They had the scheme?
Yes. So they're running that, but it's still the older bike.
Yeah.
A lot of people are bagging on the blue rear section.
It's enough with that.
Yeah, people are all upset.
I heard somebody saying the ugliest. I'm like, really?
It's like $80 or $100 to switch
Even
it to
so,
red.
it's not that bad
Yeah,
looking.
you got to get a rear fender and a couple pieces. But I will say, it'll be a flex come July, August, September, whatever, when the bikes come out, and the guy's got the one in the back of his truck with the blue rear fender. Everybody's gonna know he's got a 27, right? So that's why I still think there's some. When you make a new model this big a difference, it's a big deal. So one of the things about this model to know is, this is an interesting fact I was telling Donnie about, is this bike now actually weighs less than a 2007. And you're like, that's 20 years ago. How did it take 20 years to weigh less than a 2007? Well, since 2007, we've added fuel injection, which raised the weight a lot, okay, with wiring and so forth. Then we added electric start, right?
Battery and starter.
And a hydraulic clutch. Those things all weigh more. I'm not sure what else there is, but more rigidity, whatever. So 3 major things we've added to a bike that have added all this weight, and the bikes have got progressively heavier and heavier. So now they've got that weight down. I was joking. What if they got the weight down in that 07 10 pounds?
Wow.
What if they could have dropped, or even 8 pounds? Got it down to 210. It was
right.
or 217, I guess. So the bike right now is like 226 something, and the 07 was 227. So
wow.
It gets it down just right below an 07. So that's an interesting fact, right? So I'm
what
pretty
is it going to weigh compared to the 250?
I don't know. Well, I bet this bike has actually got to be less than a current 250.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm assuming most of these changes will happen to the 28 250. Another side terrible note. This, you're not a huge Honda guy right now with Honda wheels, but the sprocket finally changed.
Oh, no.
They've been the same for like 30 plus years.
Yep.
The rear sprocket, the bolt pattern's different. So
right.
Sorry for all you Honda guys.
But the hubs changed in 2013.
Yep, but you could
the
still...
rear hub was changed, but it's
Yep.
same sprocket.
Same sprocket.
Yeah.
So I
The
had
offset
piles of sprockets, yeah. So it's a real bummer on that side of things. But anyway.
I'm sure you'll find a good use for them.
Here we go. We got brand new information from Kawasaki that the KX327 is going to come out. Yes, not a 250, not a 300, but a 327cc single engine, brand new full engine, fully redesigned, new power valve setup, fuel injected, electric start, hydraulic clutch, power mode, smartphone activity, KYB suspension, lightweight frame based on the KX450, all the goodies. Big news is that they have an X version also, which comes with a skid plate that covers the linkage, comes with hand shields, a bigger tank that's translucent, and it has a 6-speed. It has a 6-speed transmission in the X model, not a 5-speed like the motocross version. So the X version is going to be a really good bike. This bike's going to weigh in similar to a 250F 4-stroke. So really cool bike. It'll be available this fall or early winter. So those Team Green guys are going to love the fact that there's another 2-stroke to choose from. We have a full video where we talk more in detail about this. Check it out. All right, tech questions time. I got some really good questions, I feel like. I've been trying to do a better job of picking them out. I got a comment from Tim C. And he has an 18 250 XCW. It's a 2-stroke with 540 hours, Donnie. 540 hours. Okay, still running great. Just normal dirt bike maintenance stuff to do. Not sure how long I go. Rado's 300, that's a similar a year and everything, has around 350 or something with the stock crank. So it's pretty amazing. He was debating what to do in this whole thing, how it wears out, and he did some research. He was going to buy an engine from a guy, but then he ended up finding, I got some pictures in here. He found a pretty good price. He got for $2,600, he got an XCW engine. And he says, pretty neat if you have a 23 through 27. You can actually buy complete engines now from KTM. And so you can buy a complete engine for $2,600.
That's cheap.
And you think about it, you could sell your old engine for probably 15, no matter what.
That's a good deal.
You could sell your old engine for 15 to $2,000, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's not blown up, people are going to want it, right? So you sell it for that. It costs you $800 or $1,000 to upgrade your engine to a brand new engine.
That's crazy.
Crazy. And they have them, the 4-stroke engine's like a 350 were like 36, 37. So AEOMC had them listed. You have to pre-order them. You can't just, they don't just like have them on the shelf. So you set up a pre-order. I talked to Rocky Mountain, and they're going to try to check in if they can get these things too, to where they can pre-order. So hopefully that happens. And if it does, I'll let you guys know.
Wow.
All right. Mike from Idaho. Jay, I know the rule of thumb is to put the yellow dot. He's talking about a tire.
Yep.
Yellow dot over the valve stem because it's the heaviest part of the tube. The tight and the lightest part of the tire. But what about the weight of the rim lock? What am I missing? Thanks. He's like all confused. So when you put a dirt bike tire on, they have a little yellow dot, and that's the lightest spot on the tire. So the Japanese manufacturers over the years would always put it either at the rim lock or at the valve stem. And so that's what he's asking about. And I said, hey, it doesn't even matter. I don't even care, because I've answered this before, but it doesn't matter, because your wheel's a little bit off in trueness, and also one clump of mud, one little dent, and also on the dirt, on a track, or on the trail, you'll never feel it. The only time we're worried about balance would be if on a dual sport, and that's going over 55. That's what will balance the front wheels. So hopefully that helps you out on that. You don't stress over that dot and getting at the lightest spot. Don't stress on it. Anthony F. And there's a picture of a manual from a 26 RMZ 250. He asks, the manual shows him checking the slack, and it has a dimension but it's under. You always put like 3 fingers. You have a gauge right here behind the chain slider. Well, the way that calls it out in the Suzuki manual is it measures it from right here. I said, that's fine. Just go set it to how they set it. Set it where you want, on their setting. I'd probably set it in the middle range. Now go check it on top. So you don't have to go through this, because it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do this every time on the bottom. So check it on top. And what you can do, you can either Works Connection sells, these guys, Works Connection has little blocks. So first once it's set, you could get a bolt, a piece of plastic, a piece of PVC, and cut it to the right height you want. Then you'll know that's where it needs to be. Right? Sound simple, Donnie?
It sounds simple.
Okay, so
you could even take just the Works Connection measuring tool, and wherever you put it in the same spot next time.
You'll know where it is.
Yeah.
So if your manual tells you to check it on the bottom, set it at the bottom, and then you can get yourself a gauge, anything, whether it's a ruler, and check what it is on top right next to the chain guide, and you'll have a reference so that you can do a quicker check whenever you're doing your chain. So that's why I let Anthony know on that. So the next one, you got photos, you're going to laugh. He's got some photos. See the picture. He says, Jay, I have an issues with the grips rotating. These are half waffle Kevlars. You recommend changing them? I don't like to use glue. I only use safety wire. Okay.
Wait a second.
Oh, dude.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Go ahead, Donnie.
No glue?
No glue.
Okay.
He's got the Jedi mind forces holding it on.
Less.
So it's been so long since I've glued grips on now. But when I did, it was quite the process. And if it was the same day or going to be the next day, we use super glue. And most of the grip manufacturers would make some, and that would be a 2-man job, because I would have it laid on the bead, laid in the grip, and I would hold, and I have somebody, and we'd both wear gloves. And also I poke a hole in the grip so that when you slide it on, it vents out a little bit, makes it easier to get on. And then once you get it on, you spin it fully and stop right where you want. And you can, if you're not good, you can have a mistake there, and you're
Big
stuck.
Mistake.
You're cutting that thing off, you ruin a grip. Now, and then if you use regular glue, a Motion Pro actually has a decent regular grip glue.
Yeah.
Now, that's not as gnarly and it's easier when it does come off. It's easier to take off. It's not all nasty on the bar end. Okay, but going forward, just get lock-on grips. ODI has amazing grips. I didn't bring any in here today, but that it just saves your life is so much better. And anybody that talks about the negative, it's a tiny bit thicker. It's got a little bit more vibration, whatever. It's so small. I don't think any of us regular people are going to notice.
Johnny used to do a thing where he'd take clear paint.
Yeah.
And just start spraying on the end of the bar and slide it on. And
then would he wire it on?
And then he'd wire it on.
Right. And how often would it come loose, though?
I don't remember it coming loose or not. I just know that he's like, put the grip on, and it went right on.
Yeah, I just can't stand having to do that anymore.
These lock-ons are just, it's like there's no reason to use it. Unless you're getting money from somebody, there's no reason to use something else.
It's crazy. All right. And I first got on board with the stock KTMs.
Did you bring me my new grips?
Nope. I'm going to wait till you can ride a dirt bike again.
Oh, whatever.
All right. Jonathan M. says, hello, Jay. First of all, I love your channel. So he sounds like a good dude. And having been learning a lot, I need some help. I'm getting him back into riding. And again, now overwhelmed with what to get. This is kind of twofold because my daughter wants as well. I've been on the on and off bikes, so I'm not a stranger to them. We are mainly going to be riding trail, but I want to be able to do more like single track or enduro stuff later. I went into this thinking I was going to get a 450, but then decided it wasn't the best route. I mean, I want to have fun. I've looked at the KTM 300 SX, Yamahas, and even Honda, just not 100% which route to take. And so I'm going to answer his first, and then his daughter. And so with him, he says, so I do shy him away from, it sounds like the 450 is too much. I do recommend a 350, or if he goes 450, and the two-stroke 350, I'm sorry, two-stroke 300 SX is way too much bike for most people, unless you're really skilled. And even the 300 XC, the current one, is just like that SX. It's a lot of bike. So you got to be a really good rider. I don't mind the bike for a good rider, but you have to know what you're getting into. So if you're going to go 300 two-stroke, I would go 300 XCW or 300 TE on the current bikes, are much smoother and easier to ride. And then for a 450, I was telling him a Honda 450 RX or Yamaha 450 FX if you go 450 route. But I would prefer, the easier 300 route, right? Or 350 XCF was the bike I told him 24 to 26.
I go back to my other EXC, 500 EXC, leave it choked up.
Yeah. I don't think he has a need to be street legal, and you do have to kind of overpay for a 500 EXC.
That's a good point.
That's my downside, and
it's just so versatile.
And
to
you
me.
can't find used ones, Yeah. So if you're in California and you really, the advantage of the EXC is you can take it out, and for guys that it's tougher to get out riding. Most people back east in different places don't care so much about the EXC aspect of being street legal.
Sure.
So then he says, with my daughter, I will be teaching her how to ride, but I don't want to buy her something and resell it in a year. She has sat on a KTM 125 SX and like that one. Any help point us in the right direction, greatly appreciated. He's 6'2", she's 5'6". Okay. This works out really well because this week, I was going to mention
great
it later.
video.
You liked it.
Watch the whole thing.
Okay. And you liked one of the main reasons I think you liked it is you didn't have to edit it. Right.
I didn't shoot.
How much better do you like watching my videos?
They're so fun to watch.
Right. Rado did that video with me, and we did a video on the best tweener bike. Did you like that term? Tweener? Yeah. It's an in-betweener bike.
That thing looked amazing.
Yeah. So I rode the bike around plenty. So I'm going to give away the secret of what it is. We didn't tell anybody what it was, so they go watch the video. But it's a KLX 140 RL. And it's not, when you say it's a big wheel, no, it's different. There's 85 wheels, which are 14, 16.
I would just call it, instead of a big wheel, I'd call it a full-size wheel.
Full-size wheel. That's what's crazy is this thing. So it's not a 16, 19 like a Super Mini. It's an 18-inch rear and a 21-inch front.
Dude, honestly, I thought the bike looked cooler with those big wheels on it.
And if you think about what big wheels do, is it makes the wheelbase longer. Mm-hmm. I set it next to my 125F. That now I feel like
it does three really good things.
Now I feel like I got ripped off on.
Yeah,
because when you put it next to
off.
Yeah, you put it next to the 125.
Get your money back.
You put it next to the 125. The wheelbase is longer. It's taller. Suspension's better. So
and there's one other thing.
What?
Better grip because you have more contact patch on the ground.
At the ground.
Yeah.
So that's why when a kid moves from a 50 to a 70 to a 110 to an 85, every time you move up in wheel sizes, they do a little better at those obstacles, whether it's on the trail or whatever, because with little tiny wheels are so hard.
Yeah.
I mean, just a big guy. If you hop on a bike with smaller wheels, you instantly are struggling on the track or whatever it is.
For sure.
It's really hard to ride around. And you think it's just because you're big. It's not just because you're big. It's because it's hard to ride with this. So the bigger the wheels. So it's one real advantage of this KLX 140. Now, the problem is my man here is seeing short-sighted. He's saying he doesn't want to have to buy something and buy something else in a year.
We already know that's
the problem, is everybody's mentality. And I tell them, hey, in this video, what I talked about is, would you rather have to buy a bike in a year or two and move up, or get somebody into it and you buy them, say this KTM 125, and she struggles, and it maybe gets a kickstart version or not, but she struggles, she can't make it up stuff,
gets discouraged,
falls 33% more than she would if she was on that KLX, right? Because she's way, tipping toes and so forth and falling more. So my belief is that you're better off doing that and having an in-between time where she could get good at using a clutch, easy to ride, and not get as discouraged.
I think that you've touched on it a bunch, but I think that thinking about it, that's the biggest problem for beginners is not having the right size bike.
And the comments were overall there's a few people that go, no, they're way better off on a KX 112. And I say in the video, if you're on the motocross path and that's totally fine. I'm referring to play riders and people are going to be trail riders, and they're not going to the tracks.
Most beginners aren't starting out at the track.
Right. So this video, the KLX 140 video that we're going to show here, you could have a little bit of on the screen here, Donnie.
Yep.
This video is intended to help those between kids who are coming off maybe an 85 who are just playing around on their property or the trail, or a 110, let's say, or a 125F. It's another step up. And now the advantage of these bikes, if you buy one, my buddy Joe just bought one in Utah for under $3,000. Really clean, dude.
Right.
So you could get one of these things for under $3,000. He's not going to lose any money on this thing. Now he does have a chain of kids coming down, right?
For sure.
But regardless, if this guy he has no one else coming down, he could buy one of these things new for 44 range and sell it for 35, depending on where he lives. So he loses some money. He has it. You rent it for $100 a month or whatever, kind of thing.
I think that bike is the perfect bike to just keep.
Right. For sure, because you can ride it, your wife could ride it. Beginner kids.
You go on a camping trip, you can ride it, whatever.
Hey, so no joke, and I've seen grown men, that's probably a bike in 10 or 15 years that I'll probably be riding a little bit more realistically at the trail. Think about it, when you're 70, it's like, am I going to ride an X-Trainer size bike, or am I going to ride something like that and just cruise around?
I think this is where I think Kawasaki's done probably the great job. I'm a really big fan of that KLX 300 as well.
Right.
And it's right in line with this bike.
So the advantage of the tires thing is now if you're taking them trail riding, you could put on a gummy tire, a trials tire, a hybrid tire. You have more options for a rear tire than you ever would at an 18-inch size.
They have steel wheels on it?
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a lower cost thing. It is a carburetor, so you got to stay on it. But that video is one really good one to check out if you're on the fence. And I get that it's not a hardcore bike, and they're going to say it's. But hey, funny thing is, I had Pedro's daughter there, who rides a KX 112. That's
Mina.
Yeah, so she's riding. She rode a KX 112. That's what she's been practicing on. And then Matt's kid has that Gas Super Mini.
Yeah,
he's been riding the track a ton, right? Both of them legitimately chose, which would you rather trail ride? This one. So much easier to ride. And then she doesn't want to kickstart that KX 112. So they just love, and both of them legitimately, and Matt's kid, Ryder, is getting better and better at the track, but he knew on the trail it was way easier for him.
He looked like zippy on that bike when I saw him in the video.
Yeah.
Going,
So anyway, fun bike. I hope you guys check out that video if you're into it. Don't let the peer pressure. And also, sometimes, I guess what I'm getting at is it's an investment to... People say they were knocking us like we're wussifying our kids or whatever by doing that. And so, I don't know, man.
I don't think so.
I think it's nice. Okay. All right, Cooper F. He said he has some pictures of some dirty filters here. You'll see that he had grease on the filters, and he was racing extremely dry, 2-hour hair scramble, really dirty conditions. And he was using no toil filter, and as you can see here, it sucked all the way through the filter. And he's asking about what to do about the engine. He said the cylinder and piston look good. It is a KTM bike. Now, I will say, even though they're dirt bikes, they're not supposed to have dirt in them. But I will say they can take a lot of abuse, unfortunately. Yeah. So everything looked good. But he asked about the future is we don't ever run grease on that lip. That just makes a mess. The reason I don't like the grease is because the dirt can clump on there, and then you have a higher chance of that falling in than doing more harm than good.
We haven't ran grease in years.
Yeah. And he was asking about cleaning it. He uses the no toil cleaner. That's fine, but it doesn't break down the grease. So the grease you have to break down with gas or some type of solvent, right? So that's another thing that's really difficult to do. So on the filter, we do like to use, if you're going to be in dusty conditions, you need to use a legit oil like the FFT, or Blaster has one. I don't like that it's only in a spray can, but it's in a spray can. The spray cans, to do them legit, you almost need 2 people.
Right.
Yeah. I am like this, and I have somebody spraying while I'm working it in and getting it fully engulfed in there. So that's you can see what happens when you suck dirt through a filter in those photos. So that's what I would recommend on that, man, is, get some good oil in there and don't use the grease. You're going to be fine. All right. Jay, this is Vince. Love your videos and all the tips. I just recently got a CRF 250 RX. I have some questions. I want to run a Baja Design Squadron Pro headlight and a radiator fan most of our desert rides. Do I need to upgrade my stator? Yes. So this is something you should have checked into maybe before you bought this bike. That's my thinking, is because what everybody's forgetting, they all want to buy what, even it says RX or FX from Yamaha, you need to understand that these are basically the motocross bikes with just minimal changes. So the stator is not strong enough to do hardly anything. So know that if you're going to add this stuff, you need to go check how much of a hassle it's going to be. And unfortunately, no one's really making kits. Like in the old days, guys would have a kit. A stator kit with lights and so forth. No one really has that.
It's funny, you're right. It used to be...
Because there's not enough market for it, because by the time you spend all that time and research to go develop a kit for a Honda RX or whatever, right, 250, there's just not enough market. People are going to buy something else, like they're going to buy an XCW or something from KT. They're going to buy something else. Most people buying RXs or FXs are using them for the racing, for the track, or they're just doing trail riding stuff, and they're not going to worry about the lights.
They can run those S1s with like a battery system too.
Right, that's what some people do rather than mess with the stator. If you don't have a good situation on that stator, if it's not a professionally done deal, and we've had some failures, and it's really ruins everything. Because if it's not that they just don't power the lights, you lose your fuel injection, so you're stranded because your stator's messed up. And he says, what radiator fan do you recommend? That's Trail Tech, but in this bike, I don't think they have anything. You're going to have to rig up a universal one. You're going to have to come up with and we've done this with ICWs, welded us mounts, and then we've wired in a universal one. And
the fan, could you just run it off the battery and just not worry about a stator?
Yes, but you'd have to bump up the heat to like 185, 190.
Right.
And you should be okay, but no lights. You could get away with just a fan typically. We've done it.
It's not running all the time.
But if you are excessively like getting stuck in trees and it's on a ton, you need to stop, let that thing cool down and start over. Or what I do is I get Spencer on the bike and he can get it out of that section. And I've done that before.
Spencer to the rescue.
Yeah, because he'll use way less clutch than I will.
You should make him ride with a cape.
Yeah, cape.
Yeah.
Super Spencer.
Super Spencer.
All right.
Yeah.
And then he says, am I good to still run Shell Rotel on my bike? Thanks again all the way from Utah. Yes, you can. No problem. So, we're totally fine with that. Run it and everything. Our last good one here, he says, this is Rodrigo G. I just started riding May, and he got a 23 250 SXF, and I've gotten pretty comfortable, and he mainly rides trails and hill climbs. He's 5'6", 155. I used to be that. Okay.
Well, you're still 5'6".
Right. Just not the 155.
Right.
Okay. Over the weekend, I rode with my buddy who has a 21 TE 300. Right off the bat, I was blown away how light it was, which, just so you know, it's not any lighter. It's just feeling lighter to him.
Right.
The snappier.
Right.
But it's not lighter. I will tell him that. Okay. When I threw my foot over it, I was amazed I could touch even better than my KTM. And that's probably just due to the fact, which KTM? Yeah, they're both linkage bikes. So that would only be to the fact that the sag's probably different between the bikes. So you be careful what you're thinking there, the fork height, all those things. He says, I felt like this bike would be a better fit for me with my stats and type of riding. After putting 24 hours on my 250 4-stroke hill climbs, my question is to you, would I recommend going to a TE 150 or a TE 250 2-stroke? So no, I don't recommend a 150 for the trails. The 150 is a cool bike, but I think that's more for a kid coming up. For most people, they're going to be disappointed in a 150 for the trails. They're going to go to a 250 or 300 for the trails. And I just say go right to a 300 because the price difference is so small. So that's it from Rodrigo, man. That's good, right?
That's good.
All right. So right now, we're going to talk about Onyx Off-Road. I got a little to show you what Onyx is like. I think there's a picture in the show folder of, you'll see Spencer's back and he's looking down. And that is Spencer looking at Onyx. You're like, why is he looking at Onyx? And Onyx is what we use right here. We can see Donnie's house in here.
Yeah.
Okay. We're in this grid. So Onyx Off-Road helps a ton. And Spencer, as you can see in this he's got a little screen recording here. He'll map out a route before we go. And when he wraps out a route, he searches it, and then he also makes little notes, because if we get to a section, and he'll kind of know, hey, this is, and he can look at the, what are those lines called that show elevation?
Topographical?
Yeah. So it's showing how much elevation. He can go, hey, this is going to get really steep quickly. This could be a tough section. So over here is going to be like our B route, plan B. If we have to go out, we could go this way. And then over here, we have a section we could leave out this way. Like if Jay's too tired and he wants to go drive into town to go to lunch, he can just go out a bail out route. It'd be like for me and Donnie Bales, we could bail at the same time. So we'd bail out here. So that's one of the things that he does really well with Onyx. And you can see it's pretty easy, especially on your computer or your laptop to pre-route all that stuff and save it all. And then with Onyx, you can use it when it's offline, because most of the time you're trail riding, you don't have signal. So obviously, it's really nice to be able to do that. So you can save those maps, and you download them all to your phone in advance. So really cool deal with Onyx. I know you've used it in some of our rides already, and even on your UTV, right? And
in Havasu, I use it a lot. Actually, I mount my phone on my handlebars, and I can go do single track, and whatever. I take behind me, I've got a InReach 3 and Onyx, and I just go for little rides.
That's awesome. All right, so the next one is we're going to talk about videos. We already talked about the tweener video that just came out, and then a week before that we had our KX500
also another good video.
Yeah, so I brought in the airbox. My buddy Brent, we sanded it, and my buddy Terra Motorsports sandblasted it and vapor blasted it for me. And then Brent out in Vegas, his little side hustle, he does some project builds with us. He Cerakoted the airbox. So it came out pretty nice, right?
Came out really good.
So once we get sticker, you can't go find one of these and anything I go buy used isn't going to be much better at all if I'm lucky, right? So it's nice to refurb it. I'll have a few stickers on it when we do the graphics for it, just like Donnie's was. So these holes were in there already. Tom wants me to put a few more holes. We'll wait, once we get it.
He wants more air.
More air, for sure. He wanted to get a few more air. So we'll work on that as we get a little further into it.
Yeah, I saw that KX halfway done video, and you called me names in it.
Oh, it was an accident.
I'm going to tell your wife.
It was an accident. All right. Spotify playlist. We actually added, and I have an icon in the folder, Donnie, there's a few. We made an album, Spencer did, of not all, but like the volume 1 of like 13 songs or whatever, because people ask us for the songs. So now they're on Spotify. So you can listen to our DBTV rock songs. You just search DBTV and you can follow. Right now we only have 3 followers on Spotify. So can you give us a follow, Donnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's a tough question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can do it.
Donnie's doing business right there during our show, and so I'm catching him off guard. So
you did catch me off guard.
He's like, what did I say yes to?
Whatever, yeah.
So KX500's moving slowly around, but it's doing fine. For the products, before I left the house today, I got in some Works Connection parts. This is for which bike, Donnie?
I'd say the KX500.
KX500.
I would say
it made it pretty easy KX500. Now
you didn't catch me off guard on that one.
We have KX450 brakes and masters. So that's what I got there. Oh, Brent also Cerakoted these throttle houses.
Yeah, I picked that up. It looked like it was like custom made for a second. I was looking at it.
Just stock. We cleaned them up.
Yeah.
And so those are going to look nice. Okay. So those are pretty awesome.
Okay, here's some YouTube comments.
Okay.
As Mini Dad, I encounter these 6mm bleeders on the Austrian 85s. They're totally a pain to bleed because of their tiny size. My best advice I can give anyone is to plan for a mess. Do you have any tips stored away for dealing with these?
So what he's talking about is the bleeders for the front and rear brake and even the clutch. They have these little tiny bleeders. Did you see the video I put up the other day we switched the master on?
Oh yeah. I saw it.
That was a cool job, right?
Yeah, I was surprised, man. You're doing some resto modding custom stuff.
Yeah. So what happened was I don't mess with super mini, 85s too often. This is a super mini. It's at 85. It was a gas, same as a KTM. They come with a really kind of cheesy brake system, and the master was shot. It was pushing. It needed to be rebuilt. But I talked to a guy at KTM. He's like, "Don't bother, because the rebuild kit's like $85. A new one's like $230." And then I go, "Is it the same bolt pattern as the big bike?" And I checked, and it is. Same bolt pattern. So I drilled out the whole. I had to the threads.
Those are threaded.
Threaded, but on the mini, it's the other way around. So I drilled it out. bolted it up. We had to go make a line. We did all this Friday afternoon so he could ride it Saturday. And we got this all to happen. We over by Langston's. There's a hose shop.
Yep.
We made a custom line that would accept, because it had to be the small end at one end for the caliper, and then over at the big end, it had to have a bigger fitting for the bigger nut for the bigger master. So we got a master to fit. Now during that process, I learned that yes, it's a very small hole. So what you have to do is get a hose. In my case, I have that vacula. And I just kept it on there real tight as I bled it, and I was able to do it. So, but you can get. I would start with a tiny piece of hose that steps up to whatever hose you normally use. So that's what you'd have to do. You got to come up with something. So that would be about it. All right.
That's nice. Awesome job.
All right.
All right. From Swifty MX 145, can you please make a video on how to adjust the idle on my 23 KTM 125?
No.
I'm struggling and don't know what to do.
But they can email me. We have the instructions, a PDF. If they email me, we can send them a PDF on how to reset that bike with the dongle. So that's important. So once you do that, everything else will fall into place. If you follow the procedure, you need the dongle that comes in your kit to plug in, because these new TBI bikes are all that way. So, all right.
Nice.
Simple.
All right. Mousy McCabe. I already like this guy. Donnie's the epitome of a dirt bike community, tough as nails. LOL. Heal up quick, Donnie. Great show as always.
Tough as nails?
Tough as nails.
Does he know you?
I guess not as well as you do.
All right. Good job, Donnie. It was good you dug deep at 12 days.
Yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough. But here I am. Pat Smith. I got one for my twin boys getting back into riding during COVID.
This is the KLX 140.
Yeah, 85 two-stroke for your kids. They took turns in the yard, needed a second bike after a year. Ex-trainer took one of the boys day one to get used to the power. My phone just went. Just riding Fire Road. Second boy got a CRF 250F shortly after. Kale X and CRF are good 1 year bikes for early teens.
So this is a dad who's not afraid to buy a bike that's only going to be used for a year or so.
You just have to know that that's what's going to happen.
And that's the tough bullet to swallow. Guys got to just deal with that. Now, and like you said, you know, hopefully if you have the funds, you can just keep it in the family, use it for something else.
Right.
But worst case deal is you sell it. If you buy a good used one, you're not losing hardly any money on that thing. So that's why that video is so good.
Right.
All right.
All right. Here's a comment on the same one as well from KGYC 6-cylinder. Totally agree, Jay. I had a TTR 125 for my daughter, and she loved to ride it. Then I bought her a Kawasaki Super Mini, and she hardly ever rode again. If you're not racing, then an air-cooled 4-stroke trail bike are the best.
That is so sad, right? You could just sense his sadness. He got her a Super Mini, and then she lost interest because it was too hard. And
think about it. When kids are nervous or afraid, they're not. Sometimes they won't articulate that.
And once you miss that window, maybe you missed that window. Now she, got to be 16, 17, or whatever, was driving cars and going out with boys, and you missed that window now, whatever it is. So anyway, that's why it's important to keep him on the correct bike.
Yeah, here's another one from Big Tyler. My son rides a KLX 140 RL. Picked it up for him a couple of years ago. He loves the bike. We trail ride with it. It's a great bike. For that, it's just tractors right up the hills.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So many positive comments on that.
Yeah, and here's another one. The reasons I chose over the CRF 125F.
Okay, so I like the CR 125F, but after holding them both next to each other, hopping off both bikes, the CRF 125F is definitely for a smaller person. You could get away. Me and Donnie could ride around that KLX 140 just fine, and most 5'5", even 5'4", and up people could fit on this KLX 140 just fine and work their way up. And you have those big wheels. So that's why I feel like the
wheels are kind of the coolest part for these kids.
And the wheelbase.
And the wheelbase.
It's when you hold them, when you look at them side by side, it's like 5 inches longer. You're like, man, this is so much more stable.
Right.
Yeah.
On your post-rain bike prep, what's up with that rear tire you're running in the Yamaha? It looks like a Trials or dual sport tire.
Yeah, so we do run a Trials tire and on a lot of trail bikes. And so Dunlop makes a great one, TL01. It works really good on trails. It's kind of a hidden secret of a lot of trail guys that people don't realize is how good a Trials tire works on the trail.
That was from Minecraft Hacker.
Ooh, okay.
You gotta be careful with that guy.
Yeah, right.
All right. From Damo. What's the spray? WD-40 or something like that?
So we use Blaster has a multi-purpose lube, so we'll use that. There's one right next to Donnie, the furthest one away from you. I just touched that one. Yep. So we just use like a multi-purpose lube when we're after we're done washing, and then we'll use the Mud Blaster, the middle one there, Donnie, with the yellow top. That one we'll use that one to go under the fenders before we ride. Under the fenders, skid plate, and everything. It helps keep stuff off that doesn't stick as well. When you go to wash, it's 33% easier to wash the bikes, and it doesn't stain as bad when you pre-soak it with that Mud Blaster.
There you go. Desert Canyon 350 from Mark Sanders. He was supposed to go riding with his boy that weekend.
Oh, it's so sad.
But his
This is the
grades
saddest
suck.
story.
This video made me even more mad. Thanks a lot.
So he's watching one of my trail ride videos, and then he goes, and he was sad because his kid getting bad grades made him suffer.
Right.
So as a dad, I mean, I think the best thing you could do is go ride by yourself or with some buddies.
You just got to go, I'm going anyway.
Go, too bad, sucker.
Yeah.
And then that would teach him even more. The other thing is, he should probably be helping him with a tutor, whatever he's got to do.
Yeah.
Because he's punishing himself now.
Right.
So Junior's costing him riding time.
Or you do like Wimpy. You remember Wimpy?
What would you
I'll
do?
gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger
burger
today.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll help you Tuesday to go ride today.
So he needs to be helping. So
Yep.
it's bad when you got to punish yourself, right?
Yep.
All right.
That was it.
Okay, so Donnie, I have a photo in the show folder of the Honda 450 with a pack on the front number plate.
Yeah, I saw your video, Instagram, I think, from the ride.
Let's show. That's called Dirt Bike Gear. Is the name of the company that makes these. They hit me up and wanted to try, and I'll tell you what, I hate carrying my pack.
Right.
And I'm getting older.
You're carrying enough already.
I carry enough weight, as I say. I don't want to carry any more. So I carried this pack up there. I'm learning. I'm going to do a few things different. I did, one of the bladders got ruined because I think it's in there and it's shaking. So I need to put it in something
Rub
soft.
a hole into it? Yeah.
It didn't take just a pinhole. So when it's in your hydration pack, it's in a insulated, soft.
Right. So dirt gets in there and rubs on it or something.
No, not even that. I think just it's against something hard and abrasive, the weight of it. It needs to be against something soft and held up. So anyway, I will say that having that weight on the front and we put a few things in there, so much better than carrying it on my back. And I don't like to carry the extra weight. It's so nice. So if you're looking, and they also make rear fender packs. They make all kinds of different little things, and it's all made in USA, which is really cool.
Nice.
That's nice to get nowadays, right?
Yep.
So I appreciate that. So Dirt Bike Gear pack, I really liked it. Photos, we got a lot of photos to go through that I have in the show folder. First of all, MX-54, brand new Dunlop tire.
Yep.
Hard pack tire, something I don't usually deal much with, but they do have an intro.
Because what happens when it's hard pack?
I go home.
You go home.
I go home.
Right.
So I am spoiled that way, but MX-53 is what it's replacing. I will say I've already ridden the front tire twice at Glen Helen. I got a good takeoff from the event, and I put it on my 250, and I ran it at Glen Helen twice. I don't notice anything negative. It's doing just fine, especially this time of year. It's definitely harder underneath. Always not quite as ripped as it is in the winter. It's a little softer, obviously. So I'm pretty happy with the front. The front is very aggressive looking. I got a few photos from the intro there. It was a really good time. I think for most people, if you're an MX-34 intermediate type person, that's still going to be you. This is mainly for guys that are riding more hard pack conditions, obviously. It's going to be a great tire for guys that are borderline, and it works into harder pack at the end of the day at their track or at their house, wherever they're riding. It could be a really good tire. The rear tire is a lot more closer to 34 than in the past, let's say. So it's going to help guys that are where the 53 was definitely, way towards the other conservative side of hard pack conditions.
Right.
So that's the main thing on that. Cardos. I got a cool photo of we had like 5 or 7 cardos lined up charging on our trail trip. So we use those cardos, and you can use our code to save on Cardo systems. We're going to an intro for a new thing with Cardo tomorrow. So there's some big news coming there. I'll show it on our next
If
show.
I didn't already have a system in my Honda Talon that's through the radio,
Yeah.
I would run Cardos.
Because wouldn't it be just way cheaper and easier?
Way cheaper and easier. Don't have to deal with. Don't have to turn it on. It's just ready to go.
Yeah, so easy. Okay.
You were saying you have an event to go to. I interrupted you.
Yeah, well, a Cardo event. Where I'm going to go tonight for the dinner, and then tomorrow we're riding out at Cheney Ranch.
Nice.
If you was healthy, you would be going.
I would be going. Yeah.
Because we're going to ride dual sports and stuff out of there.
Oh, it'd be cool.
Rado's going, and Kincaid is going. The guy took riding on Saturday.
How did he like Glen Helen?
Loved it.
First time?
First time ever, dude.
He
just loved it. And since it was the National, it was a lower crowd. It was just magic out there. Perfect weather. Track was perfect.
And he rides pretty good, you said?
Yeah, he rode really well.
Goes good, yeah.
Really well. Yeah, faster than me. But he's also half my age minus 1 year.
Yeah.
So
he's less than half my age.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure. All right. So I got a good photo of my buddy Derek. You remember him from last year?
Yeah.
Okay. He got a cool little what do you call it, raspberry whatever to the fat roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got sucked. He learned. So when you're pushing bikes over a log, you want to suck it in.
Sure.
Okay. And also, I've always been worried about getting my hand caught in a sprocket, right, or something.
Oh yeah.
You got to be real careful. If you're pushing at the back of a bike and someone else is controlling that clutch, don't trust them. Just assume it's like a loaded gun, right?
It's going to get you.
You don't want to go in front of a loaded gun.
Right.
Same kind of thing. So be careful of that. And then YZ450, this story came out right here. And this is a bike Spencer is riding mainly. He loves this 450 FX. So we got this bike.
I remember a time you would never let Spencer ride a 450.
Right. Yeah, he had to work up to it.
He worked up to it. No,
right.
You did the right thing, and look at the experience he got.
Right, and now he can ride it very well, and he does good, and I don't have a problem.
Well, I think that he's out of. He can actually utilize it.
Yeah. Then we got we can work in some of our random trail picks. We have some really cool trail picks from that ride that you didn't get to go on.
Yep.
So that we have some really cool trail picks we can work in here. This was our earliest mountain trail ride that we've done in this area ever by like a month and a half. So really low snow, which means the rivers were flowing. It was really cool. Everything was really green, gorgeous, pretty. So we really loved it. And I'm going to go in one more time before the end of June, because July, August, September, I'm not going to be taking any big trips. Got a few family things going on and other stuff, so I don't think it's going to happen. So you got to do it while you can, even if it's only 4 weeks apart from the other trips.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Right. And it looks like it's probably just going to be me and Spencer, which Spencer says is just the right amount.
Just fine.
Yeah. Because he has to be trail boss for it's a lot of pressure. It's not that he doesn't like other people, but he would prefer it be smaller.
It's a responsibility.
It's sure. It's more work and everything. And we have to worry about other people and this and that.
Right.
So
you pile him on, and he's like, maybe we could do less.
Right.
So
it looks like it's going to be just me and him, which he says is just fine.
Ah, good for you. A little father-son times nice.
Because we'll be talking the Cardos when other people weren't on the Cardos, and I'd be like, "Oh, there's 5 of us in this." And he goes, "That's 3 too many."
I understand.
All right, and I got a picture of that Ultimate Rider thing. I talked about it last show.
Yeah,
it's going to come on this Sunday, so just a day or two after this show runs.
I put a picture up last time.
Yeah. It's going to come up but it's actually going to run this Sunday.
Where's it on?
On YouTube and on Prime and on Roku. It's on all kinds of things.
Nice.
So I think we should all support it. I think it'd be good to watch it on YouTube, but also on some of these other platforms.
I think you're 100% right.
So if I can find it on Amazon Prime or on Roku, if you watch any of those things, it'll help boost, because motorcycle content is good. We don't have very much current motorcycle content. It's kind of a reality show. Hopefully it's good. All indications that it should be kind of a fun thing.
I talked about it before. There was that reality show.
Yes. With
David Villeman was on it with that team out of Texas.
That's 20 years ago almost.
Totally.
Right? I never watched it back then. I don't think I even had the channel, whatever it was on. It was on one of those like
not Mav TV, but it was like,
it was the home where they worked, because I think the guy was connected somehow to the home. That's what his business was, something to do with like the home stations, like
HGTV or something.
It was one of those somehow. Guy was out of Texas. Okay, Don, you got a new camera.
Yeah.
A new toy.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know much about it, but it's a GoPro. What is it?
It's a GoPro Mission 1 Pro.
This is the highest end, and they are kind of expensive, Don.
They have 3 versions of this. They have the Mission 1, the Mission 1 Pro, and then the Mission 1 ILS, the interchangeable lens system.
Okay.
So you can put lenses on it. But
we're not going to stress on the lenses.
No.
So you went the mid route to this one.
I went the mid route, and the whole thing is it has a 1-inch sensor. So the sensor is really big in it. And so I'm just going to see if I can get more content on this than a regular camera. If you pre-ordered it.
Right. You got this little handheld
I did
for
do the
free.
pre-order deal.
And you got it free, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not free in the sense that it still costs a bunch of money, but at least you got it thrown in that package.
Right, it was thrown in.
And you can hold it like a camera.
You can hold it like a camera, and then you can. This is the on-off button is on the top, so you can just hold it and start it and go.
But hopefully, by the next show or two, we'll have some riding footage of it and see how much better it looks.
Yeah, it's a bigger camera.
Yeah,
it's bigger than the 13 was, but
so it's gonna be a little heavier on your chin.
Yeah, a little heavier, but it's definitely the sensor should make a big deal.
Very cool. Lastly, Tesla. So last show, I brought in 10 CDs.
Yeah,
you kind of gave you these 10 things, and I got home, I put them all away, and as I was putting them on, I'm like, don't.
No Tesla,
dude. And Tesla's for sure in my top 3. At the end of the year, when I go to my Spotify rap thing where it shows, it's usually 1 or 2 played. I listen to Tesla a ton. I still see them live once or so a year because they still do decent live and are touring, and it's easy.
70 years old.
No, they're not 70. They're in their 60s. Okay. Early 60s to mid 60s. Okay. So this is the first album, 1987, right? All right, Donnie. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So the Mechanical Resonance came out in 1986 and was really out most of 87. That's where it did decent, which were kind of our glory years, at least mine.
My last year of high school.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a good time. Now, this was their second album, and every album they did was pretty dang good. Okay, so Tesla, don't forget to add that to your mix. And guys commented that I didn't make a good list of that 10 albums, so I'm sorry about that. All right, so if you've listened this far, you deserve a bonus or something, right? I don't know what you get, but...
Get a Heidi Ho and a pat on the back.
You got anything else, Donnie? We're good?
No, I think I'm good.
You're excited for Hangtown?
Very excited, yep.
We're going to get back to work. And hopefully
I'm excited to get walking like a
5 weeks.
Like a normal
when do you think you ride a bike? Like maybe, obviously, I'm not counting your Grom. You're going to ride that around in the next week or 2.
I really think it's 2 more months.
2 more months. So, which is the end of summer, because California summer is not great for riding. It's okay. We deal with it.
I think what I'm going to do is first thing I'm going to do is ride my dual sport up to the OHV area and probably just putt around up there.
June, July. So two more months. So August would be the soonest you ride.
I think
for
so.
real.
Yeah.
I think that's totally reasonable. In August, you just, but I'm a believer that dual sport or trail riding, maybe I don't know if that's the best thing. It's so much easier to mess up and dab in that. I think you're safer going to like REM to the, going to Glen Helen and riding the roller track.
Problem is I'll try harder on the motocross track.
We'll see, dude.
Because I can't want to ride around slow.
Just ride around with Matt or somebody or Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro. I got plenty of slow buddies for you to battle with.
That's me now. I'm your slow buddy.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But with my luck, I'll probably get injured by the time you come back, we'll even out.
You and I have always been close in, your endurance kills me, but you and I have always been close in speed.
Yeah. You just jump more stuff.
I do jump more
stuff. So when I rode at Glen Helen Saturday, that I told you about that jump in that you were teasing me about not doing in the video I sent you. Kincaid, this kid, this half my age minus a year, he was doubling in, and we did like 3 laps in a row. He was staying next to me. Did I tell you this?
He was trying to tow you in.
Yeah, tried to tow me in full, and then I went outside and he jumped like this. I watched it and I'm like, dude, it's just another level, because if you over jump and get a little squirrely, it's a too high a speed for me. That's the problem.
It's a fast jump.
If I'm going to try something that's a little bit sketchy, I'd rather it be a slower jump to where if I clip or whatever, the crash isn't going to be as devastating. This is a higher speed, so you got to weigh those things out. And what I had to tell him was, hey man, you're half my age minus a year, and I've woken up from a lot of surgeries, and it's the worst waking up from surgeries and looking, especially when you have wife and kids and you're looking them in the face, and it's hard to be like, yeah, daddy did it again. Now you guys got to take care of daddy for a while, that kind of thing. So that's what's tough. As you get older, you don't want to be having surgeries, and you don't never want to have surgeries, but it's tough.
There's also still some pull of your youth that goes, I used to be able to do that.
Right. And the thing is, and then for me, what helps me a ton is when I'm out there and I'm like, hey, dude, there is no one close to my speed doing this. So even if I cleared this thing, there would be guys that aren't doing it that are way faster than me. Right. Does that make sense?
For sure.
So that's the problem I'm at this, when there's an obstacle like that. And at Glen Helen, obstacles change so quickly too. Even if I did it, they could take it out next week. They take it out, and then I'm like, I did that for nothing.
For nothing. They had a lot of cool obstacles. I liked the layout. It looked pretty cool.
It's really fun.
A lot of tables. That looked fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah.
And then there was that one that's a step over. It looks bigger than it is. It's not that bad. Kelly didn't do it. I told you about that whole story.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it, so I was all happy with that. So, all right, we're going to close out this one with... oh wait, we always have to do a song. We got that Night Rider song. This is
Yamaha Night Rider.
It's from this. When we added lights to this bike, we got a stator off of a WR, and then Moto Minded and Baja Designs are what we did for the light, but we got to add a stator and a flywheel, all from Yamaha. So it's pretty costly, but came out really cool. So
nice.
We're gonna add that footage in here, and you can watch that. Hope you guys enjoyed that show. That's a lot. It's probably a long show.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, so. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Use our links when you're buying stuff. Be good people. We'll see you guys. See you, Donnie. Thank you, Donnie.
Yeah, of course.
Midnight rush, blue bike shines, swap it clean, cross the lines.